Hello, I'm Elizabeth Rose, and in this video I will give you an introduction to being what I like to refer to an everyday leader in health. Leadership is a vast and often nebulous field, and there is not an exact formula for effective leadership. We live and lead in changing and complex systems, so formulas aren't always useful. Rather, skills of empathy, building community, being proactive, and knowing your circles of control and influence can help you to effectively lead. In this video series, I will share ideas and strategies that I have learned from my doctoral studies in leadership and other trainings. After watching this video, you will be able to explain the evolution of leadership theory and apply a framework for leadership development to your life. You have an opportunity for self-reflection and to apply and practice these ideas. The need for increased leadership and management capacity is increasingly being acknowledged. In 2007, the World Health Organization published the Health System Strategy Framework for Action that you can see here. This framework includes 6 building blocks for health systems strengthening, including service delivery, health workforce, health information systems, access to essential medicines, financing, and leadership and governance. If all 6 blocks continue to function effectively and deliver their intended results, the assumption is that the entire health system, which includes healthcare organizations, programs, clinics, schools, and research, is strong. Together, these building blocks are the foundation for a successful, effective, and efficient healthcare system. So let's dive in and learn a little bit more about leadership. And let's go take a brief look at the evolution of leadership theory. Leadership theory started around in the early 1900s with great man and trait theories. And these theories postulate that great leaders are born, not made. People like Alexander the Great and Abraham Lincoln were case studies that people looked at, and they believed that fate determined that these individuals were great leaders and that they were simply fulfilling their destiny, and that the rest of us weren't intended to be leaders. However, eventually the great man and trait theories were abandoned in favor of theories based on behavioral science. Behavioral leadership theory focuses on the specific behaviors and actions of leaders rather than their traits or characteristics. These theorists suggest that effective leadership is the result of many learned skills. So leadership can be learned, which is great for all of us. And so then came along contingency and situational theories. They said that no one leadership style is superior. Rather, leadership is contingent on the situation. And so how we react in situations determines our level of leadership. And from this, decades later, came transformational theories. This is where we get charismatic leadership, distributed leadership, shared leadership, servant leadership. And it's the idea that leaders and followers interact, and together they advance. And so that's where we are in leadership theory today. Now, as you go through and you learn more about leadership, you learn skills and habits, I encourage you to develop your own leadership philosophy, your own leadership theory. Because as I said in the beginning, leadership is a vast and nebulous field. And so we take different parts and we make our own ideas. So take from here what you can and apply it to leadership as you continue to learn it. And so it's important to remember that good leadership and management can be learned and must be taught alongside required technical competencies as an essential component of health system strengthening. There is agreement that skills for effective leadership can be learned and that leaders emerge in many situations. And so a framework for leadership development includes these 3 aspects. The first is self-awareness, knowing who you are, knowing your strengths, knowing areas for improvement. And then from there you can go into self-development, to learn new skills and to improve the skills that you already have. There's a great movement behind strengthening the strengths you already have. And so improving on those things that you are already good at to become even better and more effective at that. And then building a team around you of those who can fill in the gaps of other areas that you might not be so strong in. And so then the final area is self-determination. After you have identified who you are and the areas that you will be learning and improving your skills, practicing and refining those skills. And we are discovering that it takes a lifelong commitment to learning to master the tools for leadership. But let's start off with self-awareness, knowing who you are. Think about your leadership style. And which of these animals, or maybe another, but the animals here are lion, giraffe, zebra, and elephant, which one represents your leadership style? Now, there's no one right or wrong leadership style. There's not even a clear definition for the lion leadership style, the giraffe or zebra, elephant leadership style. This is an activity for you to reflect on how you lead. What do you do in your leadership? How do you influence others? How do you help others reach their potential and help the group reach its potential? So now that you've taken a moment to reflect on your leadership style, gaining that self-awareness and knowing who you are, let's move into the next part of the framework, self-development, learning and improving skills. Now, skills are rooted in habits, and our habits are formed if we go back to our feelings. Our feelings drive drive our thoughts drive our actions drive our habits, and our habits drive our life. And so let's look at our habits. As we said, our habits and our actions drive each other. They are part of our character, and most importantly to me, they can be learned and unlearned. So whether you have habits that are fabulous and taking you in the right direction that you want, or you have some habits that you'd rather change and unlearn, know that they can be unlearned. And it's through that self-determination that they can be learned and unlearned. And so in practicing and refining skills, I feel I'm continually bombarded with new skills to develop and to grow, and blog posts and different things that say, here's the next best thing that you can do for yourself. Well, I challenge you though to just choose one or two skills to work on at a time. When we focus on too many things, we lose focus and we're not able to effectively do that one thing we're not able to effectively do one thing. And so, choose 1 to 2 skills to practice for 1 month. And that, they say, 21 days it takes to build a habit. Let's just have a little buffer zone, practice for 1 month to develop those effective habits. Now, in my other videos, I will discuss some effective habits for time management, behavior, and mindset. So you will have a whole slew of skills to choose from. And Nelson Mandela reminds us that I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. We may be a product, in a way, of the way we were raised, of the environment around us. But we are not solely defined on that. We have a choice in our reactions and in our thoughts to those stimuli to choose who we become, to choose our habits and our life. And so after watching this video, hopefully you are able to explain the evolution of leadership theory and to apply a framework for leadership development to your life. Thank you.